Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I support this budget, and I believe that the budget provides additional investment in our public services, which is what the people of Scotland actually want to see. Now, the First Minister has made clear his focus is on delivering on the people's priorities. That's eradicating child poverty, growing the economy, improving public services like our NHS, and also tackling the climate emergency. Now, these are things I don't think anyone in the Chamber could actually disagree with. Now, the Scottish Government has listened carefully to the needs and priorities of organisations and businesses across the country and engaged seriously and also constructively with other parties, as we now know, with the fact that the Scottish Greens, the Scottish Liberal Democrats and Alba are going to agree to the budget. Now, Presiding Officer, I want to highlight some of the announcements from the budget that will actually have a tangible and positive benefit for my Greenock and Inverclyde constituency. Firstly, the commitment to deliver a record £2 billion increase in frontline NHS spending. Now, this takes overall health and social care investment to over £21 billion, including an increase in capital spending power of £139 million. Now, I'm sure that colleagues from across the Chamber can relate to one key issue, and that's that health is one of the main issues that leads to constituents contacting our offices and seeking assistance. Now, their concerns can range from small points of clarification to major issues that have occurred over several months or years. Now, regardless, it's clear that our NHS is beloved by the people across Scotland, and seeing additional investment going into services to ensure that improvements actually happen at scale and pace is very much welcome news. And importantly, the extra capital investment provides NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde with the opportunity to actually progress plans for some of its capital projects. Now, we all know that certainly in recent years there has been major issues with regards to progressing capital projects, primarily because of the huge cost of construction inflation. Now, I have lobbied consistently for a new Port Glasgow Health Centre, which I know is a priority for the Health Board, and I will continue to lobby for it until it's delivered. Another key announcement is the delivery of the real terms uplift of 3% for spending on education and skills to maintain teacher levels and also invest in school infrastructure, as well as new funding to put more breakfast clubs in primary schools. Now, this will have a positive impact on children and young people across Inverclyde. Now, the announcement regarding the £34 million uplift to the culture budget this year, the largest ever funding commitment for Scotland's cultural sector, is also hugely positive. In Inverclyde, the Beacon Arts Centre and Rig Arts will benefit, receiving multi-year funding awards from Creative Scotland, totalling over £1.5 million. Now, this will enable the two organisations to increase accessibility to culture and also the arts, and also collaborate with other local groups on projects that enrich my constituency and also beyond. Another budget commitment I welcome is the £4.9 billion investment into tackling the climate and nature emergencies. And also, boosting fair green economic growth is central to the delivery of the Scottish Government's priorities, and prioritising the transition to net zero will benefit everyone through the growth of a strong, growing green economy. Now, I am therefore pleased that the budget will invest in the work to, first of all, scale up the renewable energy, restore Scotland's natural environment, expand our public transport and active travel networks, and also support a step change in how we actually heat our homes. Now, the final key budget commitment I want to focus on is the record local government settlement, which includes a £1 billion uplift to £15 billion. Now, this enables councils to deliver the services that people rely upon, and delivering the pay increases agreed for our teachers, social care workers, refuse collectors and more. Now, yet, while the Scottish Government delivers more funding for local authorities, the UK Government will remove a huge chunk of this investment through their increase to the employers' national insurance contributions. Now, for Inverclyde, this is estimated to cost some £3 million. So the local government settlement from the Scottish Government is the result of meaningful budget engagement. Now, it's therefore hugely disappointing that the Labour UK Government has failed to thoroughly engage with the Scottish Government on their tax on jobs, on their NI hike, which undermines the increases in funding for Scotland's public sector and third sector organisations. And I'll put on record with third sector organisations that I chair Moving On Inverclyde, a local recovery service. I'll take the intervention.
Michael Mara, briefly.
I think it's right, certainly, that the member highlights the challenges this presents for both businesses, third sector and public sector across Scotland. That's clearly the case. It's a difficult decision that the Chancellor has taken. How does the member think that the money should have been raised to supply the £5.2 billion that he's talked about in the first part of his speech, if he's completely opposed how the money was raised? What's his alternative?
Stuart McMillan.
Mr Mara will very much recognise that Scotland, as my colleague Kevin Stuart earlier on said, Scotland is not a charity. Scotland is a country. And certainly with regards to how the UK government actually gets money, the UK government has got full access to the powers, unlike the Scottish Parliament. The Scottish Parliament, Mr Mara is shaking his head. The Scottish Parliament has limited powers, and he should know that. Now, I am conscious of time, Presiding Officer. So, Presiding Officer, over the last 2 years, I just want to finish on this point. Over the last 2 years, the Labour Party demo has taken place outside of my constituency office, claiming that the budget settlement has been fair for local government. Thus far, I have not yet received any notification of any such demo, but maybe the Inverclyde Labour will actually be holding a demo outside of the Labour Party MP's office, instead calling for the full cost of the National Insurance Contribution Bill to be paid back to Scotland, and for Inverclyde to actually get that £3 million back that's going to be grabbed by the Chancellor. So with that, I will back the budget, and I encourage all parties to do the same. Thank you.